The people born here don't know what freedom is because they've already had it. They take it for granted. It's always been here. We've always been free. We're going to always be free.
Freedom is not cheap. We fought for freedom. World War I was fought for freedom. Vietnam, Korea. Today, I think, in Afghanistan and Iraq, we're fighting for our freedom.
In my own regiment, we had over 300 killed and 12 or 1,300 wounded. And all those men paid a price to keep us free.
Sure, it's important, because if you want the freedom that we have in this country, you got to fight for it. You got to fight. Otherwise, you're going to be no good. This country will be nothing. You like this country, you like your freedom, you got to fight for it.
No matter what the expense, you got to fight for freedom and keep it.
You can't put a price on freedom. You have to feel it.
I would rather die than lose freedom. I'd rather not, and I'm a firm believer in living, because I'm planning on hitting the hundreds one of these days.
It's very costly. And if you're prepared, you can avoid some of that cost.
There's nothing free about freedom. We fought for it throughout our history, and we're free because we have one of the greatest armies in the world, the greatest military in the world, and that's what's kept us free, I believe.
Well, freedom is just that. It's being free.
That is a gift that I haven't found words to describe it. I haven't found words to describe it, what it means. And what a price it comes at sometimes. But it's worth it. There's no price that isn't great enough.
Do you love your country? You protect it. If you have to, you give up your life. I wasn't afraid to die, by no means. I mean, if this is what I have to fight for to keep America safe from the enemies, I would.
Vigilance is the price of freedom. You can't take it for granted. And you have to be willing to fight for it and to dedicate your life to it, because if we don't keep it alive, our children won't have it.
They don't realize how fortunate they are.
I would tell the young kids that they gotta take care of that freedom. Make sure that we have it forever by doing the things that are necessary to keep us strong, to understand that we can't wall ourselves off from the rest of the world.
I'm proud that I did what I did. I didn't like being drafted any more than anybody else, but it was something that the whole bunch of us did. You had to do. Or you all wouldn't be here today if we hadn't.
By the time I come out of the service, I went to work. I get married, beautiful wife. We've been married 60 years. Children, grandchildren, you know what? I never mentioned this war until about 5 years ago. One of my grandkids said to me, "Grandpap, how about this or that?" And I thought, why don't we tell them? Why don't we talk about it? And I never did, but I did. I started talking about it. But I get emotional when I do.
In a lot of ways, it's like a dream. There's things that I remember, and I'm sure there are many things that I forget.
You know, it stays there for a while. You don't forget it right away. And the battles and the guys are getting killed and dead bodies all over the place. And
Nobody can ever know what a person goes through in warfare. Nobody can understand it.
What I did was necessary at the time. What we did, it was necessary.
Gave me a deeper understanding for the value of human life and God's design for mankind.
it bothers me even when I think of what I did to our enemies. And they had mothers and fathers. And here I did it. I don't care to talk about it.
Some of the memories that I have, I'll never forget. The first man that I saw wounded with his foot hanging there with all of the bones from his ankle down shattered by a shoe mine. I'll never forget that kid. I'll never forget the kids lying frozen there with their backpacks broken open and their Christmas presents they hadn't opened yet.
I think the memories of the war, when you think about it, and you get sort of saddened.
They're still there, and they'll never go away. It's just one of them things that I guess it never leaves you.
When I came back, I couldn't sleep. I didn't sleep good. I kept thinking of things that I went through, and how did I get back alive, I don't know. But somebody was looking after me.
A lot of them asked me, if you came home as a hero? I said, no. I said, the heroes are over there. They died for me. That's how I felt about it.
And when I look at those headstones, I think of all those unlived lives. These young guys never had the privilege of the thrill of being married. Never had a thrill of rearing a family and holding a baby in their arms. They never had a thrill of going to see their grandchildren getting married.
And remember that thousands died. Thousands and thousands and thousands died.
We knew it had to be done. We talked about it a lot, that we're there for a reason. And the reason was to keep them from coming to our homeland.
When you were as young as I was, I guess, it was just part of the life. You went on with it. You accepted it and did what you had to do.
I was I just couldn't remember. I just couldn't forget how young I was when I was there.
We were young, 23, 24, strong mentally, strong physically. I think we were strong emotionally, and we had a job to do, and we kept going.
It's a situation that you're there and you know you have a job to do, and you do it the best you can, and it's a comradeship with these men that you've trained with, you've been in battle before with. You don't care whether the man at your right or left is black or white or Catholic or Protestant or Jewish or what they are. We're all in this thing together.
2 hours maybe into my sleep, I awakened myself, sobbing convulsively. It was the first time I could, not that you don't feel that you could mourn all those kids alongside of you.
Well, I wouldn't take it away. I wouldn't take my experiences from it, take nothing for them. But I wouldn't want to do it again.
I believe that if my country was to ask me to go back in, I would go.
And it's something that I'd never want to do again, but I am so happy that I did. I wouldn't have had it any other way.
I was very happy to serve. I would have went back.
I'm not sorry about my life. I'm happy. You know why? Because I've accomplished what I wanted to accomplish. I said I came through this war. I got to be lucky. I'm gonna work my butt off.
When I went in the Army, I gave all of my stuff away because I never expected to come back alive. But I was never afraid of dying because I was there for a purpose, and that's what I did. I did the best I could. And I was thinking how lucky I was to get out alive and along with the others.
I did my part. I'm lucky that I got through it.
I thank the good Lord many times for 21 months that I didn't get injured, didn't get wounded at all. I was over there.
I went to war as I prayed every night in my bunkhouse with 50 men on my knees, and when I was deported to France, I said, Lord, I'm yours, and do with me what you want.
When I went into the war, I always said this, even before I went overseas, I'm coming back. I had that much faith. My family was very religious.
my mother, my father, and my brothers.
I never thought about getting killed. I never thought about getting wounded. And yet, believe me, I could have been killed and wounded like everybody. You'd wonder how. Well, just being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
I don't think you could find an atheist on the front lines that didn't pray.
I prayed every night I went to bed. And I prayed every time I got up in the morning. And then I said to myself when I hit the beaches, I said, God forgive me for what I'm about to do.
Somebody was looking after me because I really didn't think I'd come back. See, I didn't care. I figured I'm going to get killed.
But there were occasions when I could almost sense that somebody was praying for me.
Yes, I'm proud to be a veteran. I'm proud to be a representative of a great generation. I'm proud to have served and to have lived with my companions in war, the hell of war, and in the victory of war. And I'm very grateful that others have given their lives and sacrificed for me today.
As far as changing me, it's something that I will never forget. Never forget. I wouldn't want to go through it again, although I wouldn't want to miss it either. It's just one of those things. So,
you know, here I'm almost 90 years old, and it's still important to me. I think that was one of the most important parts of my life. I think that I actually had a small contribution in the overall effort.
It was worth it. It was a big sacrifice, but it would have been much worse if they had came over here.
It seems strange maybe, but I think it's the greatest thing I've ever done. The greatest. It was probably the toughest.
I'll never forget the young men I served with. I've never known better people. Never.